Lose 20 pounds in the next 2 weeks without tracking and continuing to eat the foods that you love. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, the first part of the statement is definitely a stretch. I mean, unless you just fasted, sat in a sauna, and maybe induced diarrhea for 2 weeks. But the second part of the statement, without tracking and continuing to eat the foods you love, now we're getting into something really interesting. Hear me out. Losing weight is very simple in mathematical terms. We need to eat less calories than we burn. Calories in has to be less than calories out. So in order to lose weight, you simply need to increase your caloric expenditure through exercise and decrease the number of calories you eat from food. Are we clear on that? Cool. Let's move on. The real reason you're here, you want to know if you can cheat on your diet and still lose weight. Well, that depends on if eating those foods, along with meeting your nutritional needs, brings you out of a calorie deficit. So yes, you absolutely can eat the foods you love and still lose weight under a few conditions. In general, my number one rule for weight loss is the diet you follow to lose the weight should be the diet you follow to maintain your weight loss. So if the diet you choose doesn't include the foods you love, you're basically signing up to never eat those foods again, which is simply unsustainable. The first thing we need to consider when answering the question of eating the foods you love is recognizing that we don't want to lose weight per se. We want to lose fat. In order to maximize fat loss without losing muscle, we need to eat a minimum threshold of protein per day. The research puts this between 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 250 pounds like me, you'll need to eat at least 200 grams of protein per day or 800 calories from protein. We also need a certain amount of fat in our diets to maintain bodily functions, hormone production, and protect our vital organs. This number is at minimum 20 to 30% of total calories. For women, this tends to be higher than for men due to the sensitivity to stress, cortisol, and their specific needs pertaining to ovulation and menstruation. But that's a whole other video. For now, let's focus on the math. My daily fat intake is 75 grams or 670 calories. Now, the total number of calories you need to eat in order to lose weight will be much different than me, and the calories I need in order to lose weight will be much different than my wife. Perfect example. She's at the tail end of a prep for a bodybuilding show in the wellness category and currently eats about 1,080 calories a day, while I'm simply looking to drop a few pounds I gained during my most recent push phase and eating 3,350 calories a day. We're both losing around a pound per week on average right now. How do you find out how many calories you need to eat in order to lose weight? Easy. Just track everything that goes into your mouth hole for 2 weeks, weigh yourself every day, and if your average weight drops, then congratulations, you're in a caloric deficit. If it doesn't drop, then you're not in a caloric deficit and you'll need to eat less calories and or do more physical activity. So knowing that I need 800 calories from protein, 670 calories from fat to hit my nutritional minimums, that leaves me with 1,880 calories for the day. According to the research, it would not matter if those calories came from vegetables, rice, potatoes, and oats, or if it came from eating Sour Patch Kids, although the roof of my mouth would be pretty much an absolute mess. Now, again, I remind you that the research conducted in this area does not look into the micronutrient status, just weight loss outcomes. So I'm not saying that you should eat only Sour Patch Kids. I'm saying that you probably could and you'd still lose weight. We've seen it before. Kevin McGinnis said he was going to eat nothing but McDonald's for 100 days and try to lose weight. Most people thought he'd never make his 50-pound goal, but on day 100, McGinnis stood proud, 58.5 pounds lighter. So why doesn't this work out for most people? The answer is really simple. It comes down to satiety and sustainability. Mr. McGinnis did this on a time restriction of 100 days, not the rest of his life. The foods we enjoy and love the most, fast food, pizza, desserts, they're all very low volume, low fiber, and very calorically dense, meaning that per unit volume, they have a very high amount of calories. For example, this tablespoon of oil is 150 calories. This bowl of oatmeal is also 150 calories. The low volume nature of these foods means that they will not satisfy your hunger. Not to mention their high palatability makes them very easy to eat. It's a double-edged sword of calorie mayhem. So, could I eat 880 calories of Sour Patch Kids, Snickers bars, and ice cream every day and still lose weight? Mathematically, yes I could. Practically, no. Because I'd be so hungry from the low volume and so tempted to continue eating those foods because of their high palatability that my adherence to my calorie limit would be compromised. Hell, who am I kidding? I'd absolutely blow those calories out of the water. No one can say no to ice cream. The real question we want to ask ourselves is, can I continue to eat the foods I love and still lose weight? Like I said, if you adhered to the calorie deficit and hit your protein and fat minimums for the day, you'd most certainly lose weight. But doing so exclusively from fun foods is just not realistic. So how do we do it? Well, you could trust in your willpower and hold yourself accountable to allocating a certain amount of food or calories each day to fun foods. Personally, I know myself and I don't have that sort of willpower. I can't just have one Pop-Tart or 4 Oreos. That wouldn't satisfy me at all, and I have a feeling you'd be the same way. So I have a much better way that works for me. Let me share it with you. The human body doesn't really recognize a 24-hour clock. It's always working. Knowing that, I like to zoom out a little bit. Instead of hyperfixating on the total number of calories in a day, I like to focus on the total calories I eat in a week. So, knowing that I need 3,350 calories per day to lose 1 pound per week, that equates to 23,450 calories eaten per week. Now, 1,470 calories per day is reserved for protein and fat, and my total available flexible calories are 10,290 calories. Why is this important? It's important because if I'm looking at an entire week, what if I took 300 calories from my 1470 per day from 5 of my days and moved them over to 2 days? That would mean I'd be eating 3,050 calories per day 5 days a week, then 4,100 calories on those other 2 days. The same weekly total calories, but unevenly distributed. For me, that allows me to eat the fun foods I want twice a week, not worry about over-consuming them because of their high palatability, since I have so many available calories, and I'll still remain in a caloric deficit. That's a win. The last important thing I really want to hit home is less mathematical. It's about language. There is no such thing as cheating on your diet. All foods contain macronutrients and calories, and there is no such thing as good food and bad food, clean food or dirty food. You can equally get fat from consuming too many calories from chicken and rice as you could from McDoubles. Yes, certain foods will be more nutritious than others and contain more vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. But when it comes purely to the math of weight loss, calories are calories. When we consider that food is a part of our culture, the way we socially bond, something that brings us so much joy and pleasure, vilifying certain foods is truly unsustainable. Hence, why I advocate for a balanced and flexible approach to nutrition, coupled with training like an absolute animal in the gym. When you eliminate the word cheat and stop viewing foods as good or bad, it lets you relax and gives you permission to enjoy these foods without considering eating them as a failure. We're all human and we all want to feel successful and accomplished. When we attach labels like cheat meals or dirty foods to the foods we're eating, that immediately shifts us into a mindset of failure when we consume them. And we're all the same. When we perceive ourselves to be failing, we press that fuck it button and eat until we're sick. We've all done it. What I hope you've gained from this video is a mindset shift on the true science of weight loss, the benefits of a flexible dieting approach, and a mindset that will serve you for long-term sustainability of your results. I can assure you that the little bit of effort required to track your food is totally worth the freedom it provides you to enjoy the foods that you love with the people that you care about. As Jocko Willink famously said, discipline equals freedom. Keep raising the bar. My name is Paul O'Neid, and I've been one of the strongest people on the planet, ranking in the top 20 all-time in powerlifting, been a strength and conditioning coach for 18 years, coached some of the strongest athletes on the planet, and coached in the NCAA Division I, Division II, and CIS, as well as professional athletes across all major sports. I've also got 2 master's degrees along the way. I've seen it, I've done it, and I've got the scars and the trophies to prove it. Make sure to click that thumbs up button and like this video if you like terrible jokes and evidence-based content.